Joining us now for more on this is the chairman of the RNC's Youth Advisory Council, Brilyn Hollyhand, and freshman at George Washington University, vice chairman of the GW College Republicans, Paul Lieb. Guys, good to see you both. Paul, I'm going to start with you. Largely, this is young men of your age, that are fleeing the Democrat Party. I think I made a case for why. I think it's pretty obvious that the men within the Democrat Party, I don't know if you can actually call them men at this point. Paul, what's your take on all this?
Well, look, I think this $20 million plan is actually a clear sign that the Democrats have absolutely no idea what they're doing. And they've coming to realize that they've lost young men. They don't understand why, though. Instead of changing the policies that this generation has been so hurt by, they're trying to repackage the same failing ideas with flashy ads and buzzwords. And it's all style and no substance per usual for the Democratic Party. Look at what young men have had to deal with over the past 4 years. Sky-high rent, inflation crushing their paychecks, and interest rates that make home ownership look impossible, and job markets that punish them for not having the right political views or degrees. But this crisis wasn't random. It was completely created by progressive policies. And I think what the new Trump administration offers is actually the complete opposite. Lower taxes, affordable energy, fewer regulations, and a booming job market, which we've already seen a multitude of big jumps in such things. That we have gas prices at a record low, job market is going up. And effective action is really what actually resonates with these voters, I think, at the end of the day.
Brilliant. I want to bring this up. There's $20 million to figure out what language gains attention from young male voters. Seems like a waste of money to me, but I guess they're going to go out and try and find some version of a Joe Rogan, okay? To Paul's point, looking for celebrity, for buzzwords, things that can somehow attract. But it's policy, it's substance. And what they're offering up as an example for young men just is not landing at all, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, instead of just simply embracing common sense, the left is lighting tens of millions of dollars on fire to study us like aliens to figure out why Gen Z men don't buy their nonsense. And I could have told them that for free. Just look in the mirror. You spent years calling us toxic, privileged, and dangerous, and now you're shocked that we're walking away from you? I mean, this isn't a messaging problem for the Democrats. It's a values problem. And no amount of money is going to fix that, but let them waste their money. We would love that leading up to the midterms. Gen Z isn't going to go back to their party, the party that lied to us, that mocked us, that tried to silence us for any amount of money. We can't be bought.
All right, Paul, I'm going to bring up some names here. I'm going to see if any of these guys or girls jump out to you at all. For front runners to represent the Democrat Party in 2028, we have AOC, we have Kamala Harris, we have Pete Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom, Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries. Do you see in any universe any of those names appealing to young men, or men in general, really? I mean, all voters are up for grabs every single election here. Do you think they grab any new male voters with those names?
No, and I think that a lot of, and you could see that recently in the last election, actually, as we have got such a strong momentum with young voters. And I know a lot of young men are actually feeling like isolated from the Democrat Party. And I'd say this, like, you're not broken, you're not toxic, and you're definitely not alone. If you feel like you've been left out of the conversation, like nobody's speaking to you or for you, it's not just in your head. For too long, the Democratic culture and their politics have painted young men as a problem to be solved rather than for them to be empowered. But the conservative movement is so different. We see that their potential, and we see their desire for purpose and for something bigger than themselves.
So I want to bring up that list again so everyone can see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 men, 2 women. Brilyn, who's the most masculine on the list of AOC, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom, Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries?
Certainly not Pete Buttigieg. I mean, I would love to see a ticket of AOC and Jasmine Crockett. I think that would finally put the Democrat Party as the Titanic, the sinking ship at the bottom of the ocean. I'll tell you this just to close. A few days ago, I met with the president backstage before his commencement speech here at the University of Alabama. And I told him backstage, I said, Mr. President, you have a secret weapon. And he leaned in and said, what's the secret weapon, Brilyn? I said, well, you can win Gen Z by simply doing what you're doing, keeping your promises. He's doing this crazy novel up concept in politics called actually doing what he told the voters he was going to do. These things like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, those are things helping the Gen Z service workers that are loving this, that voted for this. Inflation is down. Gas prices is down and housing prices are down. We love this. This is making the American dream more attainable for Gen Z, and that's what Gen Z is going to vote for us in the midterms. It's a beautiful concept.
I think it is, and I think so many things are going so well right now. I don't know what the argument could possibly be that they could mount here. Paul, moving forward, what do you think are going to be the biggest issues for young people? We know that 4 in 10 Gen Z college grads, they're actually turning to blue-collar work for job security after graduation right now. That makes a lot of sense to me, especially when the kind of things you can study at colleges right now, outside of doctor, attorney, engineer, worthless degrees. And a lot of kids are coming out with that mounted with crazy debt, and they can't find a job.
Yeah, well, you could see that the tariff policies, for example, by Donald Trump is trying to bring home that blue collar type of work. For the last 20 years, due to NAFTA, we lost over 1 million manufacturing jobs, 60,000 factories toppled down just because of these democratic policies that have ultimately failed and left a lot of people jobless and the wages consistently going down. So I think, look, if they don't want to come out with debt, we have so many new options coming because of the new Trump administration and just a lot of good going forward economically too.
Brilyn, last thing I want to ask you, are you against hot girls and red meat?
Not at all. Nor are Gen Z men in anywhere.
I cannot believe that those articles even got published. The fact that see, I feel like this is like a decade worth of education and brainwashing these guys up through our university systems, and they've coming out and they're believing in this woke ideology so much they cannot believe guys are attracted to pretty women, and they also like to eat red meat. It blows my mind, but that is where we are, and that is where we have landed. Brilyn, Paul, we got to leave it there. I think the future is in good hands with young, well-spoken men like yourselves here. I appreciate you coming on, especially on the holiday. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, coming up, President